Hello. Welcome to Temple Baptist Church here in Poplar, Bluff, Missouri. Our devotional today is going to be taken from the book of Numbers. We're going to be in chapter 1, and we're going to look at verse 50. There's a bunch of detail in this that you can go back and look at if you so desire. You could go back to 47 and read through verse 54 would maybe help you understand the context a little bit. But I'm just going to try to point out to us here that no matter what responsibility God has given us, we need to give it our best. So in verse 50, but you shall appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of the testimony, over all the furnishings and over all things that belong to it. They shall carry the tabernacle and its furnishings, and they shall attend to it and camp around about the tabernacle. I think it's maybe been about 2 years since Israel had left Egypt, and it's about a month since the construction of the temple, and now the children of Israel have set up camp in the wilderness of Sinai on their way to the promised land. Of course, we know some things interceded there, and then God's instruction to Moses is to take a census, and this was not a census for taxation, but for survival. It was to determine the size of an armed forces. How many men can we bring to battle? And of course, the Levites weren't called upon for the fighting purposes. You think, well, if I'm gonna be a part of this, I want to fight. I want to get in. I want to get in on the battle. They were in charge of the tabernacle and all of its furnishings, and that's no small task when you're thinking about what they had to do there. They were entrusted to do. They were care for the tabernacle. That's a place where the most holy God's presence with the Israelite people. They were to carry it. They were to take care of it. They were to encamp around it. So like I say, it's not sometimes you think, well, all the Levites got to do is just take care of the tabernacle. The rest of the tribes are going to do the fighting. They're going to defend us, and they're going to do all that. But this was their God-given responsibility, and there was special instructions about how to carry out those duties. Now, have you ever been guilty of running from responsibility, especially when it comes to God? And not, I guess, any other responsibility as well, but are you eager for more? What responsibility has God given you? Like I said, sometimes I think of this tribe of Levi just as a task that has to be done. The tabernacle has to be taken care of, and they're responsible for it. So it's not really a small job. It's a great job. It's an important job. It's just as important as being those men that we're going to fight. You're going to count the number of size of the armed forces we have. You're not in the armed forces, but your job is just as important as theirs is. So don't run from responsibility, no matter what little idea you may think you have. You may say, I don't really have very much responsibility. In what ways all of us can point others to God? That's a responsibility that every one of us has. It's a God-given responsibility. It's not just up to a few in the church to do that, but it's up to everybody. And love, and as you fulfill our responsibilities, those responsibilities. Like I said, the Levites, they had a very important job, just as important as the soldiers and anyone else. And any job you do for God is just as important as standing and preaching a message or doing this or doing that in a church. All of it is God-given responsibility. What we do with it is up to us. Let's don't fail in our God-given responsibilities. Come and be a part of our services here at Temple. We meet on Sunday mornings. Our first service is at 8 o'clock. We have our Sunday school classes beginning at 9. Then we have a 10 o'clock service on Sunday morning, and Sunday night at 6, and Wednesday night at 7. May God bless you is our prayer.